continue to condemn immorality in the society and encourage the believers to participate more in the economic activities. Furthermore, Majaliwa insists Tanzanians to continue to maintain peace and stability in the country, as it is the fundamental factor for any development in the nation.
Sambamba na kutekeleza jukumu lenu kuu la kutoa mafundisho ya kiroho.
In line with implementing your duties of giving spiritual teachings, I ask you to cooperate with the government in important issues such as the participation of various religious groups in fighting against drug abuse, which has been a big issue. This has become a big global problem, and even our nation is being affected by it. Prime Minister vows the government will continue to take action against corrupt leaders. I want to ensure all religious leaders that the government is solid, keen, as well as our president. She has given proper directions to her leaders. I want to tell you that we are all following her directions. We will continue to take measures against corrupt people, those who misuse government funds, and this will help Tanzanians to fully participate. Please continue to have faith in the government and our President, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. She is a leader who has the true intention of leading this nation with ethics, trust, and integrity. And us and her government will follow her guidelines. Earlier, the General Secretary of the National Muslim Council of Tanzania, BAKWATA, Alhaj Nuhu Jabir Mruma, said the council is satisfied with the government's performance in fostering economic, political, and social development. Honorable guests of honor, BAKWATA, and all Muslims, we are satisfied with the great efforts of our President, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, as well as her government in general. We congratulate her and continue to pray for her so that she can continue to be effective. We congratulate her for her efforts to strengthen the economy of this nation, as well as the political and social sectors, and improving multi-party democracy in the nation. Our duty as religious leaders is to continue to advise the government and cooperate with it in implementing various issues and pray for peace in our nation and its leaders. Moreover, Haji Mruma uses the opportunity to urge the government to provide more education to citizens on the upcoming local elections.
President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has led various leaders, the government, Islamic religion believers, and other citizens at the National Maulid Day celebrations held at Urban West Region in Zanzibar. The Maulid was decorated with Bazanji doors, Kasida, home Maulid and teachings that were attended by the Grand Mufti of Zanzibar, Samahatu Sheikh Saleh Omar Kaabi, First Vice President of Zanzibar, Al-Hajj Othman Masood Othman, Second Vice President of Zanzibar, Al-Hajj Hamed Suleiman Abdullah, Chief Qadhi of Zanzibar, Sheikh Hassan Othman Gwali, husband of the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Al-Hajj Hafidh Amir, ministers and deputy ministers, and members of the Ulama Council. In his speech, Sheikh Omar Abdi Abdullah, from the office of the Grand Mufti of Zanzibar, encourages the believers to unite and adhere to laws and regulations set by the religion and as instructed by the Prophet Muhammad. Minister of Information, Communication and Information Technology, Napim Nnauye, says African countries need to collaborate to improve digital infrastructures, close digital divide, and foster resilience and security. He was opening a forum on internet freedom in Africa as part of marking the International Day for Universal Access to Information, which carries various sub-themes such as best practices to increase cyber resilience, leveraging emerging technologies to safeguard civic space, and artificial intelligence for inclusive communication and information access. Faida Ngaga attended the forum and has prepared the following report.
Recognizing the significance of access to information, the 74th UN General Assembly proclaimed the 28th of September as the International Day for Universal Access to Information. And on this day, African countries have gathered here in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, for a forum on internet freedom. This shows that the internet and new media technologies play a crucial role in access to information.
Tanzania is indeed pleased to partner with international ICT.
The Minister of Information, Communication and Information Technology, Nape Nnauye, says Africa has made great strides in setting up digital infrastructures and it is no longer on the sidelines.
That Africa once was a spectator to global internet development, watching from the fringes. Clearly, this is no longer true. Africa now sits at the forefront of internet expansion on the continent. Africa is positioned to help drive the future of the global internet to the right place. As FIFA Africa 2023, it's our time now to score. My dear colleagues, the internet alone will not set Africa free. As Africans, we need to collaborate in improving digital infrastructure, close the digital divide, and foster resilience and security.
A representative of the resident representative of UNESCO Tanzania, Nancy Kaiserlege, says true democracy cannot flourish without freedom of information, and it further promotes decision-making and it enhances transparency and accountability.
The information revolution is unthinkable without democracy, and true democracy is unimaginable without freedom of information. Indeed, information plays an essential role in democratic societies. It helps debunk lies and counter disinformation. It undermines hate speech and encourages intercultural understanding. It helps combat extremism, promote informed decision-making, and enhances transparency and accountability.
The two-day forum carries various themes and topics, including data governance and privacy standard in Africa and defense against censorship and surveillance. Faida Ngaga, TBC News.
Thank you so much, Faida Ngaga, for that reportage. Tanzania exhibits its unique coffee samples to coffee stakeholders in Japan in the ongoing 2023 World Specialty Coffee Conference and exhibition, which involves various coffee stakeholders. Soft Arabica coffee and Robusta coffee are among the samples exhibited by Tanzania. The exhibition, which is organized by Specialty Coffee Association of Japan, Tanzania Ambassador to Japan Baraka Luvanda says that Tanzanian coffee continues to be popular in Japan for its unique taste, where it has been given the trade name of Tanzania Kilimanjaro Coffee. The International Coffee Exhibition marks 20 years since its establishment in 2003 and has managed to incorporate about 250 companies and institutions involved in coffee production, attended by 45,000 coffee stakeholders, including producers, buyers, and exporters of the product. Experts from the Tanzania Petroleum Development Corporation, TPDC, who are exploring oil and natural gas in the Lake Eyasi, Wembere, and Lake Kitangili basins that involve the regions of Arusha, Tabora, Shinyanga, and Simiyu and Singida, say they are optimistic of finding gas and oil in the areas. Here is a report prepared by Doto Elias, read by Lulua Muhammad.
Using local experts, Tanzania Petroleum Development Corporation, TPDC, in 2015 started oil and natural gas exploration by drilling 3 exploration wells in the Lake Eyasi Wembere and Lake Kitangili basins, and geophysicist Cindy Maduhu is the oil exploration project manager in charge of the area.
Kuna Nyalanja, Luono, pamoja na Kiningila.
There is Nyalanja, Luono, and the Kiningila. We took logs from these areas in order to find out which logs are in this valley. Since we cannot see from the top, that information helped us to find out areas which have deep strata rocks. These rocks have oil particles.
Miamba ambayo hasa inatoa mafuta.
Since then, the exploration continues using the modern machines And now work that is currently going on in those valleys is excavation in order to determine the depth of the rocks and collect data.
These are rocks that have the ability to allow oil or gas to enter since they have small holes. They are called sedimentary rocks, but other important rocks are the rocks that produce oil or gas. They have the layers of fossils. These are a source of oil and gas. We take the sound that was recorded in the tools, then we process them in a computer, and we later interpret and find out which places can we dig and find oil or gas.
The exploration experts say that the data collected so far, hopes are high that oil and natural gas will be found.
We have great faith that based on the signs that exist in Kenya and Uganda, we believe we can find oil and gas here. This valley has 10,000 square kilometers. This is an area where we have researched and found deep strata rocks which have the ability of producing oil.
Minister for Natural Resources and Tourism Angela Kairuki says Tanzania invites other countries for further cooperation in the tourism sector. She was launching the World Tourism Day, which this year is being held in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Tbcnews has more details.
The World Tourism Day celebrations involves various countries and Tanzania is one of them, targeting to promote Tanzania's tourist attractions.
Kama taifa pia tunatakiwa tuendelee kuongeza idadi ya vyumba vya kulala wageni vilivyopo.
As a nation, we also need to continue investing in guest hotels. The government has done a great job in collaboration with the private sector, but we still have the responsibility to continue to motivate and welcome more local and foreign investors to come and invest in guest hotels and get good accommodation services. Therefore, we are extremely grateful to all the local and foreign investors who have already invested in Tanzania.
Wawekezaji wote wa ndani na nje ambao tayari wameshawekeza Tanzania.
She asked that for Saudi Arabia to open $1 billion School of Tourism and Hospitality will create another platform for Tanzanians who aspire to work in the tourism sector to sharpen their skills and knowledge.
Tumefurahi kuona hapa Saudia.
We are happy to see that Saudi Arabia has launched a college for training in hospitality and tourism today, and we have already been able to show them our interest in how we can collaborate with them on various training opportunities through this college.
On the other hand, the director of the tourism department in the Ministry of Natural Resources and Tourism, Dr. Teresa Mugobi, says the government through the ministry is on track to foster tourism and green investments as the theme for the World Tourism Day 2023 entails.
We implement this slogan by doing the following. First, for an investor to invest in our country, he must follow sustainable investment procedures and assures how he will take care of the environment. Second, he must consider the communities surrounding our reserves and various cultural groups.
The World Tourism Day celebrations has been attended by ministers and representatives from international communities, government officials, financial institutions, development partners, and investors from the private sector.
The Deputy Minister of Finance, Hamad Hassan Chande, says the government in the financial year 2023-2024 is determined to install a modern scanning machine at the Namanga Customs Station located at the border of Kenya and Tanzania in the Longido District, Arusha region to modernize the inspection and security of imported goods. The Deputy Minister made the remarks in the Longido District, Arusha region during a visit to inspect the efficiency of operations at the border, insisting that lack of a modern scanner has affected their performance. Here is a report by Chelela Kongolo, read by Tbcnews.
Goods inspection process seemed to face a challenge at the Namanga border, causing delays to the traders who import and export their products into or outside of the country.
We need a scanner that will help us because sometimes the scanner gives a highlight to know the nature of the cargo, not only on taxes but also on the security of our country So when you check it, it will help to see where to focus.
Deputy Minister of Finance Hamad Hassan Chande affirms government's commitment to improve the operations at the border, including modernizing the goods inspection, a step that will boost security as well as eliminate the challenge for the traders to spend a lot of time at the border.
The head of TRA should cooperate with the government. The big scanner of big trucks here in Namanga should be found within this financial year. But I can assure you that the government is working on that.
The Managing Director of Tanzania Petroleum Development Corporation, TPDC, Musa Makame, says a total of 245 million cubic feet of natural gas are produced per day through the Songo Songo field, located in Kilwa District in the Lindi region, and the Mnazi Bay field, located in Mtwara District in Mtwara region. He adds that the Mnazi Bay gas field alone in Mtwara region produces 120 million cubic feet per day, indicating continued optimism in the natural gas sector of the country. Here's a report by Martina Ngolumbi, read by Lulua Muhammad.
The Managing Director of the Tanzania Petroleum Development Corporation, TPDC, Musa Makame, visits the natural gas fields of Mnazi Bay in the Mtwara region to inspect the production of natural gas in the area.
In this block of Mnazi Bay, gas is produced in 5 wells that have been given the names of Mnazi Bay number 1 to number 4. The current production situation is good. 85% goes to the use of generating electricity through TANESCO, as well as 15% used for home and industrial use, as well as the use of cars in Dar es Salaam.
And here, the TPDC director elaborates on the ongoing improvements that are being done at the field.
In recent days, we had repaired 3 compression machines. Some of them are in the Songo Songo nursery. We are doing the necessary repairs at this time in order to reduce the maintenance days. We will do our best until all compressors start working. Currently, we get 1.1 million cubic feet after the production process. We expect to strengthening the service in order to achieve more.
Engineer Felix Nanguka is a natural gas production manager.
The production situation is going well. We have developed the many strategies to increase production. In the month of August, we were producing 113 million cubic feet. We are looking forward to ensure that we reach the target.
Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now have a look on today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. It's now time for the latest in international news. And here's the international news as compiled by Dorothy Murray and read to you by Esaro Mafuru.
Burkina Faso's military government says security and intelligence services have foiled a coup attempt on Tuesday. In a statement read out on television, the authorities said more arrests have been made without giving specific details. It alleged that officers and others had a plan to destabilize the country and throw it into chaos. It has been just less than a year since the interim President Ibrahim Traoré seized power. Taiwan has unveiled its first domestically made submarine as it bolsters its defenses against a possible attack. President Tsai Ing-wen presided over the launch ceremony in the port city of Kaohsiung. Military officials say the $1.54 billion United States diesel electric-powered submarine will undergo several tests and will be delivered to the Navy by the end of 2024. Eswatini will vote tomorrow to elect parliamentarians in the last absolute monarch in Africa. Government authorities say it will be an opportunity to vote for the Swati's people-ideal government and preferred system of governance. Eswatini's Prime Minister Cleophas Dramini says the elections were the greatest stage for the people to decide their future leadership. The Eswatini Elections and Boundaries Commission says there will be 583,608 eligible voters. And South African anti-apartheid struggle veteran Aziz Pahad has died in Johannesburg aged 82. In 1964, Pahad went into exile in the United Kingdom, where he went on to coordinate the international call to free imprisoned ANC leader Nelson Mandela. After the democratic election in 1994, Pahad served as Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister for 14 years.
That was the international news. Sports news is up next. In sports news, boxer Hassan Mwakinyo has announced to boycott his tomorrow's fight against Julius Indogo from Namibia, following what he claims a violation of agreement between him and the promoter. Speaking to TBC News, Mwakinyo says that the promoter has not adhered to what they had agreed, hence he has decided not to fight. On the other hand, the promoter of the fight, Godson Karigo, insists that nothing has been violated and the match will be there as scheduled. Earlier today, Hassan Mwakinyo weighed in and signed all the documents for the fight, and after a short time emerging, claiming not to fight tomorrow, and now many are waiting to see what will happen. The football pundit Saleh Ali says the arrival of the AFCON trophy in Tanzania later this year will not only stimulate football spirit, but also will be a great opportunity to promote tourism leading up to the AFCON tournament in 2027. Speaking to TBC News, Saleh says that the arrival of this highly valuable football tournament trophy in Africa will also inspire younger ones to get into sports.
It is a part of the opportunity to develop tourism because of one of the greatest features. Tanzania is a country that as a people look as a country that has a many sources of tourism and has a many tourist attractions. That is a reality.
The AFCON trophy is expected to tour Tanzania for 4 days, starting from the 1st to the 4th of December this year. And that was sports news. And now, before we conclude the news bulletin, let us take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Good evening. Once again, this is 24 hours weather forecast from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. And wind flow pattern, average wind speed expected over the most part of our country. For tonight, we expect future particle condition, while the lowest minimum temperature expect to be 10 degrees Celsius over Njombe regions. For tomorrow, we expect future particle condition, thunder shower over Fire and sun period over Kagera, Geita, Mwanza together with Kigoma regions, while northern Eastern Highland together with Morogoro and Dar es Salaam and Pwani together with southern coast are expected future particle condition, light rain shower over Fire and sun period, while Tanga, Unguja and Pemba ISAs are expected to feature particle condition, rain shower over Fire and sun period. The rest part of our country expect to feature particle condition and long sun period. Let's have a look for the 4 days weather forecast for some part of our country starting from the day after tomorrow. Dear viewer, we thank you for watching us and have a good night.
That marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. I am Kanki Mwaigomole. Good night.